How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all doing really well. So MULN Automotive at present is actually up for the day. There has been a positive news catalyst in the sense that they are delivering some of their vehicles to NRTC Automation. If you cast your mind back, that's the company that is behind setting up a part of their production lines and their robotics for the production of their vehicles. So there was kind of a synergistic deal going on there. So that is a positive news though, that they are delivering some of their trucks now. However, if you also look at the data behind the stock right now, we have seen throughout the session a large number of shorts still return their positions, and that kind of coincided with the rally that the stock experienced. However, lately there has been a few more shorts buying back into the stock. Still, though, there's been more return than buy today, and I think that's basically buying momentum. That's kind of helping to push the stock up a little bit, at least keep it elevated too. So there are quite a few number of shorts available, stocks available to short at the moment, but that's kind of where we're at the moment. So it's very interesting. Obviously, the big story we're all talking about this week is what's going to happen tomorrow at the shareholder meeting when there is a vote for a reverse stock split. Now, obviously, the company wanted to see the stock get back to the $1 mark organically, otherwise it was going to enact the stock split or have the vote to enact the stock split. It's interesting because since they made that announcement, there was not really much that has gone the stock's way. It's just continued to slide, and we're hovering just above the 10 cent per share mark, and it represents a devastating erosion of shareholder value. And obviously, and quite understandably, a lot of shareholders, particularly those mum and dad retail investors, are very annoyed about what's been going on, and you cannot blame them. In terms of how people are going to vote, like if we don't get a reverse stock split, that I guess the alternative is that the stock's going to end up getting delisted and will end up in over-the-counter mode. Very interesting. I was looking at a stock which I spoke about a little bit in times gone by, and that being BBIG, and they're a company that has been taken off the NASDAQ this year. Now, at one point, their market capitalization was over $1 billion. Obviously, they raised a lot of equity to do these exciting things, which they really fucked up, and nothing really promising came out of any of it. And they all had like internal board problems. They had a hostile takeover attempt by some of the directors. Anyway, they're trading over the counter now, and I think their market cap is like $80,000 now. This went from being a $1 billion company about 2 years ago to being $80,000 over the counter because there was just this huge erosion of value, especially once they went over the counter. And that's the market cap. Market cap and the share price don't necessarily correlate to the value of what the company is. And I dare say MULN Automotive has a few more tangible assets than what, say, Vinco Ventures was. They were very much an exercise in an accounting balance sheet, it seemed. But MULN Automotive, if they do end up over the counter, it could be a story that we will see a market cap where we're seeing it now around $50 million just really fall away. And there is a bit of a problem there. So we've got a market cap of about $50 million, just above $50 million. If we do have the reverse stock split, other sources I sort of mentioned yesterday, an article from Invez sort of highlights that there's probably going to be a need for MULN Automotive based on their current cash burn rate and the sales that they're logging. They're probably going to need to do some equity raising next year to the tune of what they estimated of being about $100 million. So if you've got a $50 million market cap and you do a $100 million equity raise, i.e. sell more shares to the market, the existing shareholders will now only represent, based on today's figures, will represent a third of the company. And whoever buys this $100 million, which would be probably some of the insiders, would buy the shares, then that's what they're dealing with. It'd be interesting, obviously the alternative is MULN Automotive could take a debt obligation in that scenario where they go for an equity raise. And that comes obviously with the price tag of interest, and being sort of a riskier company, it's probably going to have a high price tag on it. I wonder how people feel about the idea of MULN Automotive rising debt at the moment. They've got some income, perhaps enough to service service a $100 million debt, but do you think it's too risky for them to take out a loan at the moment? We've obviously got a higher interest rate environment right now, and that would be more punishing on MULN Automotive, but at the same time, it won't hurt the shareholders as much. And when you consider the fact that Mullen's balance sheet sort of suggests that the stock is very undervalued right now, based on the value of its hard assets, perhaps a debt avenue might be a possible route instead of having to continually dilute, although we do have diluting Dave at the helm, so it's not totally surprising. Anyway, like yesterday, I'm guessing my thoughts on the stock are going to do a total 360 as we head towards the end of the trading session, like they did yesterday, when the stock hit an all-time low and then jumped straight back up at the end. But share your thoughts on what's happening with MULN Automotive in the comments below. I'd love to hear from all of you. Until next time, everyone, may the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.